Hi, I'm Lauren from Lauren's Veggie Kitchen, and I'm here today to talk to you about Tasty Pins. Tasty Pins is a fabulous plugin by WP Tasty that is really awesome for food bloggers and bloggers in general to boost your Pinterest traffic and traffic to your blog from Pinterest. And it helps you optimize the images on your blog or website for Pinterest, and makes it really easy for everyone who visits your blog to share your posts on Pinterest. So let's get started. The first feature I want to go over here is the Tasty Pins hover button, and that's this little button over here in the top corner, and you can turn it off, you can turn it on to the default with that little Pinterest logo and save, or you can do a custom Pinterest button and you can choose round or square or a rounded rectangle. I think I'm going to go with round. And then you can choose the position of it. It can be in the top left where it is now. It can be in the top right, center, um, bottom left, or bottom right. Um, I think I'm going to go with the top left. And Let's see, and then you can change the color of the hover button if you want. There's this color picker here that you can change the color, or you can type in the hex code yourself if you have a specific like brand color or something that you want to display there. So that's really handy. And then uh, if you want everything to stay in brand, and then you can do an image overlay shadow or not. And you can add a custom button label if you want. And let's see, I'm going to type out some text here, save to Pinterest. So if I wanted to include, a little bit more, if I thought that was more attention grabbing, I could include the text, save to Pinterest, or whatever I wanted to say there. And then here we have minimum image width and minimum image height. Now this is really a useful setting because a lot of images are not ideal for Pinterest. The ideal aspect ratio for Pinterest is 2:3, and ideally images should be a minimum of 1,000 pixels wide and 1,500 pixels tall. So that's what I might set that as the minimum image width and minimum image height. Or you don't have to do that, but that can make it really easy to make sure that all of your pinnable images on your blog or website are in fact the ideal size for Pinterest. So anyhow, then you can save your changes. So the Tasty Pins follow box is this little box that comes up when people save your post to Pinterest, and it encourages people to also follow you on Pinterest. You can turn it on or off. And since this is an outdated image and title, it's no longer called the Kitchensonnets blog. I now call my blog Lauren's Veggie Kitchen. So I could turn that off momentarily so that wouldn't display, or I could just change some of the information. I could turn this on, and I could change the account name for Pinterest to Lauren's Veggie Kitchen, and type out a new Pinterest account description, vegetarian food blog with lots of nutritious vegetarian recipes. So, food blog with lots of nutritious vegetarian recipes and more. And then you've got your Pinterest URL. Since I am Lauren's Veggie Kitchen now and not the Kitchensonnets, I also have a new URL for my Pinterest page, so I'm just going to go ahead and put that in there. And then let's see, the logo, I'm going to want to change that also. So I'm going to go ahead and upload this logo here. And then I'm going to make sure that that background color is the same color as the background on that logo so that everything blends well. Okay, now I'm going to show you the banner that you can have on your posts. So let's see, you can turn this on or off, but if you want to, then you can have banner text. You can say pin this post, pin this recipe, pin this article, whatever you want to say there at the bottom. And you can change the color for the text and the background that the text is on. So if I wanted to do my brand color, I could do that there. But I think for now, I'm just going to turn that off and hit Save Changes. Okay, so that's basically everything that I was going to show you on the Tasty Pins dashboard. So now that we've gone over some of those things, let's get started with the actually using it in a post. So I'm going to use this blog post, pumpkin apple cider muffins with fall spice streusel topping, as an example here of how I'm using the Tasty Pins plugin by WP Tasty. So we've got this image right here, which is the featured image, and you can't see that in this editor that I have, but if I open up a new window and go to the published blog post, I'm going to search for that recipe. There it is. And now you can see the featured image up here, and it's got that little Pinterest hover button right there that you can click and save to Pinterest, and this saves the blog post and this image to Pinterest. People can share that image and share your blog post, and it'll get in front of more people on their page, and cause a chain reaction that drives more traffic to your site. And the reason I'm able to do that is because I have Tasty Pins installed, which allows me to generate that little hover button there. But if you notice, the way it's set up now, it's just going to save that image exactly as it is. It's not optimized as it's not optimized in that ideal 2:3 aspect ratio, like 1,000 pixels wide and 1,500 pixels tall or taller than that. It's just in this rectangle shape, just like it is on my blog. And since that's not ideal, I would rather just replace this image with a different image of the muffins that's a better size for Pinterest. So I'll get to that in a minute, and I'll also show you how to do the same thing for these other images in my blog post. So there's the hover button, and see, this is a little bit of a better size for Pinterest, but it might not be quite exactly the ratio that we're looking for. So just to make sure that it's really exact, I will show you how to optimize these images so that it pins a different image that's a better size to be shared on Pinterest. And you can do that in the Tasty Pins plugin. One way to do that is if you click on the image, like if I go to this image in my media library, you'll see these options here. It says Pinterest title, Pinterest text, Pinterest repin ID. That's the one that you want to pay attention to. You can go to Pinterest. This is my Pinterest page for my blog, and I'm going to go to the fall desserts or fall recipes board. There it is right there. And let's say I want to use this pin image, this text, everything about this pin. I want this connected with the images on my blog post so that this is what will show up. This pin is what will show up when people repin when people pin my blog post and share it, save it to their boards on Pinterest. So I'm going to highlight this string of numbers at the end of this URL. This is called the Pinterest Repin ID. It's right after the, www.pinterest.com/pin/ and then you'll see this string of numbers here, and you're going to copy that and paste it into the Pinterest Repin ID box and hit set featured image to save those changes, and then hit save. You can also do the same thing for other images in the blog post. So how you do that for images throughout the blog post is you click to select it, and there's this block. It will show the block editor over here, and you'll see this tasty pins section with the Pinterest title, Pinterest text, Pinterest Repin ID. That's what we want to pay attention to, and we want to paste that Pinterest Repin ID in that box with the image selected and hit save. And so that saves our changes, and we look at my blog. And we go to that same blog post, pumpkin apple cider muffins. So now when I click on this Pinterest hover button, what shows up for me to pin on Pinterest is this image with the text and the title and everything that was associated with that pin that's already on my Pinterest. So it'll be the same thing that is displaying on my users' Pinterest boards, and that Repin ID, having that in the Repin ID box associated with my images on my blog will help track every time someone saves these images. I will get notified on my Pinterest account for my blog. So that's really helpful to have that Repin ID feature, because it makes it so easy. It just generates, this beautiful pin that you've already created with the perfect image and the perfect text and the perfect title and everything, and they can just log in to their Pinterest account up here and save it to whatever board they want to save it to. So that's super exciting. And you'll notice that the same thing happens when I click on that other image in my blog post, because I also set up the Pinterest Repin ID for that image too. So that's pretty cool. Okay, so another way to do that, another way to optimize your images in your blog post for Pinterest besides setting that Repin ID, is to scroll down to the bottom of your post, and you can do this force pinning of hidden images option. And what that's going to do is that is going to default to another image. So whatever image you select here, you can click select images, and if you don't already have it uploaded to your media library on WordPress, you can go upload files, and I'm just going to choose this alternate image that I have saved of these muffins, and I'm going to drag and drop it right there, and I'm going to select that as my image. And you notice when I do this, there's no Pinterest Repin ID here, so it's not associated automatically with any pin on my Pinterest page. So the text, I can enter custom text here to show up that's different from any pin that I currently have on my Pinterest page. So I'm going to go ahead and select this image for the default image that will save when someone tries to pin my blog post from one of my images in this post. And I'm going to check this force pinning of hidden images checkbox to make sure that it defaults to that option. And then I'm going to hit save. And then I have some options right here to work with. You see the Pinterest title and Pinterest text. That's your title and description in Pinterest. And so that is going to, and so you can set that to whatever you want. I'll try pumpkin, apple, cider, muffins with fall spice streusel topping, and then in this description field, I'll say, try these pumpkin apple cider muffins with fall spice streusel topping for a perfect fall dessert snack for breakfast. Let's see. Delightfully sweet with brown sugar and cinnamon flavors, plus and the drizzle crumb topping will send you through the roof. And then I'll do some hashtags, not too many because that looks spammy if you have too many hashtags, but I'll do a few. I think that's enough. And yeah, so I'm pretty happy with that. So I'm going to go ahead and hit save. Now that I have set that hidden image on my site, I'm going to test it out on this blog post. So if I click on that Pinterest hover button now to save the pin, then you see the new image appears. And if I log in, and I could save that pin to this board just temporarily just to test it out. And you'll see that alongside the image, I've also got that text that I set for the description. And so that shows up just like I set it. And if you click here, it should link to that very blog post automatically, since you've associated that hidden image with this particular blog post. And so that all works really nicely. And so you can see that is two different ways that you can go about setting up the image that is optimized for Pinterest when people click on that hover button to save images from your blog post to Pinterest. Okay, so now that you have seen both of those tools in action, I'm going to talk about something really specific to each of those things. So if you go to like the featured image, for example, in the blog post, it's got currently it's got this Pinterest Repin ID associated with it. And so ordinarily, if I did not have that force pinning of hidden image with the other image uh, in it, then it would default to that other Pinterest image that was the first image that came up when I demonstrated that Pinterest Repin ID feature. That's what it would default to. But you see the since each image has its own Pinterest Repin ID that you can set, if you have uploaded an image to this force pinning of hidden images section and checked that box, and the image that you uploaded does not have a Pinterest Repin ID associated with it, then there is no particular pin on your Pinterest that it's associated with. So that's why you can set the custom text that is, brand new and specific to this particular image. And that's also why that feature works, even though we've got the repin ID still on that from the first pin, still on the feature image in this blog. That's why this hidden image still shows up, and the text that we've associated with this hidden image still shows up, is because this image is its own separate thing that is the default that we have chosen, and we can choose whether or not to set a Pinterest Repin ID for this specific image. And if we set a Pinterest Repin ID for this specific image, then it would likely override the hidden image which is not really what we want to do, because if you put a hidden image there, then that's the one that you want to display. But if I were to copy and paste um, that same repin ID from the first pin that we saw for this recipe, um, under that fall recipes board, if I were to copy and paste that right there and save it. Now when I click on the Pinterest hover button, it defaults to that first pin and the pin image and the text instead of the text that we set and the image that we set under the force pinning of hidden image settings. So most likely, if you've uploaded an image to the force pinning of hidden image section, you don't want to include a Pinterest repin ID with it also, because that overrides this image that you've chosen to set. But I'm going to just go in here and click on that image and then get rid of that Pinterest repin ID right there, so that it presents the pin with that hidden image again and with the text that we've set in here, rather than from that pin on our fall recipes board. Now you've seen how you can use either the Pinterest repin ID or the force pinning of hidden images feature to select just the right image to display when someone pins your blog post from the images on your blog. But if you have any issues, just reach out to the WP Tasty support team. They are super helpful, and they will help you troubleshoot if you ever have any issues. And it's just a fabulous plugin. It's a fabulous support system. Everything about it, there's just so many things you can do, and I highly recommend this Tasty Pins plugin to food bloggers and just bloggers in general, because Pinterest is a fabulous tool for driving traffic to your blog, because the pins will live on for months. I mean, people save them to their boards, and then other people see them when they're saved to someone's board, and it, you know, sparks that whole chain reaction thing and drives a ton of traffic to your site. And it's definitely a place for food bloggers where people go to search for recipes, so that's a great place for food bloggers to upload their content. And so you really want to make sure, if you're a food blogger or any type of blogger, that you have these capabilities, that you're allowing people to save images from your site to Pinterest and link to your blog posts to get more traffic. From what I have heard, if you tried to do all of this manually, tried to set up your images on your blog to be optimized for Pinterest in this way, it would require a lot of complex code that I've heard is just a headache to have to deal with. So that's why the Tasty Pins plugin is just a lifesaver, and it simplifies the process so much for bloggers. It's just such an amazing tool. I hope that you enjoyed this tutorial, and I will link to Tasty Pins about page and pricing in the description. And I am a WP Tasty affiliate, so I will earn a small commission from your purchase at no extra cost to you. So yeah, like I said, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and stay tuned for more. Thanks.